Air Base in Ancona. Adams was instructed to land the ailing B-24 on a grass strip parallel to the runway. The number 3 engine was out, which controlled the hydraulics, so no brakes and no flaps. There was danger of a fire with the gasoline fumes from the flak holes in the tanks. The nose gear descended, but not the back wheels. Coming in at about 100 miles per hour, the pilot yanked back on the control column, pulling the nose wheel off the ground, and then he shoved it forward hard to shear off that nose wheel. They slid in without the wheels, scooping up dirt into the wheel well. No sparks, no explosions. They all survived. Marvin earned the Distinguished Flying Cross. And it's unique because gunners don't often get that award. And I have a pizza story to tell. Marvin, like some of the vets up here were telling you about how the Italians would help them, and Marvin had a laundry lady too, a little Italian lady who did his laundry, and she would pack a pizza in there, and when she would deliver the clean laundry, he would have a pizza. And Marvin said, that's the first time I had ever eaten pizza. There are signs today in Venosa area that there was an airfield in Venosa 70 years ago because they're using this perforated steel planking as doors. Look at these, you know, the craftsmanship of the Italians. So you'll see this throughout that region, and I'm sure other regions of Italy. They would make windows out of them or screen doors or that kind of thing. But that's what some of the fellows were describing as in the mud. Remember, they would create a runway out of a farm field by putting this steel down. And it's still there today, being used as doors. So, as we finish visiting Venosa and honoring Marvin Nicholson and his bravery, I'm sorry to say the sad news that he passed away over a year ago. He was laid to rest at Camp Nelson Cemetery, and we miss him a lot. He would have loved to have been here at this reunion. We continued our trip in the car from Venosa over to the Amalfi Coast. So this is the Mediterranean now, okay? So we're on the other side of Italy, and this is a very beautiful region of Italy. So you've heard of Amalfi, you've heard of Positano, all those towns along the Mediterranean coast there. And let me tell you, my husband, driving that Alfa Romeo on the roads, it's called the Amalfitana, and it goes back and forth against the water. It was really beautiful, and I was just holding on for dear life. But he was a safe driver, Dad, don't worry. And then we spent some time in a little organic farm in Sant'Agata. It's on the Sorrento Peninsula. It was a very rustic place. They had organic apple orchards and walnut groves and organic produce and vineyards. And we had a pizza that night, and we toasted Marvin. My next trip is going to be Croatia in a couple of weeks, and that is Yugoslavia to you guys. There's thousands of islands off the coast of Yugoslavia, and luckily Tito's partisans were on Vis, and he saved hundreds of lives. This is topography around Dubrovnik when I was in Croatia a couple years ago, and I think this is very similar to the topography where Peggy went down. And Peggy went down, where's my thing here? Peggy went down, here's the city of Knin. Peggy went down 6 miles northeast of Knin. And we're going to rent a car, and we're going to head that direction and see what we see. This is just some pictures I'll just buzz through. Here's Marvin and his pretty wife Liz, my mom Dorothy and Bill, out on the town with their friends. My dad got a chance to do the honor flight in 2009 with Marvin. They met Bob Dole, Senator Bob Dole, and this was a cute evening. They had dinner, and my dad and Marvin were sitting there, and they went up to pay their bill, and the guy said, "Oh, it's been taken care of." And somebody just bought them dinner, and did you get a chance to say thank you? You didn't even know who did it. Oh, you had to write to him.
Come on up to the front.
Marvin got a chance to visit a B-24 witchcraft. That's the Collings Foundation B-24 a couple years ago in August. This is my mom and dad in Lexington last summer. And that's my presentation. I would like to quickly thank the fighter groups of the 15th Air Force, and boy, wasn't Bob Friend snappy in that red coat. I mean, they're famous for the red tails, but I loved his red jacket. All the organizers of this reunion event, I think it's really great that people can come together in this way and share their stories. Thanks for Google Earth because of those great aerial views, and you should explore all these airbase areas with Google Earth because you'll be surprised what you'll find. The remnants are still there today. Doug Wilson, son of the co-pilot Ralph Wilson who perished, he's my Navy buddy who gave me that great map of the mission. Pasquale Limbuti is one of the 485th historians in Italy, so check out his website. It's got awesome information. Jerry Whiting, thank you for the 485th website and your author and historian duties. Ed Clendenin, read our stories on the 376 website. Thank you for the Liberando's book, James Walker. Thank you to my husband. He's my travel partner and fearless driver. And of course my favorite veterans, Bill and Marvin, and all the men and women of the 15th Air Force. Thank you. If you want to catch me, I know I'm going to go really fast, but if you want to catch me, I can show you these things on my tablet up close. Thanks.